Hey everybody, how are you? Guess what? First episode of season 2 of Cooking with Charles. Thank you for sticking around. As you know, I'm your host, Charles Minnick. And as you know, we always cook with love and libation. And tonight's libation is brought to you by my Aunt Suzanne, who went to Israel a few weeks ago and brought me back a 2010 Judean Hills. Really not a bad wine. And I gotta tell you, I was a little skeptical about this because all the other relatives that received a bottle of wine from her travels, they all said the same thing. Ew. But I gotta tell you, I lucked out. This is actually a really nice wine. And even if it wasn't a nice wine, it was a very nice gesture. Thank you very much, Aunt Suzanne. Anybody can come to my house with a bottle of wine from a state liquor store or a package store, but you brought something really special to the table, and I appreciate that. So, Merry Christmas, Aunt Suzanne. This one's for you. So, how is everybody? We had a nice little break from the last time you saw me. A lot of changes at the studio, as you can tell. We're migrating to a new setup right here. We have an oven. Look at this. We have a little oven, little stove set up. So, we're actually making something in the oven tonight. I have the TV Magic before and after in the oven right now, but I'm going to show you how we're going to get to that point, actually, right now. So what are we making? We're making what's called a bacon bomb. Ta-da, look at all this bacon. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to weave a magical rug of bacon. How are we going to do that? Well, strap on your feed bag, get yourself a libation. Sit back, relax, and watch the master at work, folks. So, first of all, we're going to take a cutting board, anything you want, and we're going to put a thing of foil, plastic wrap, or even what I would actually prefer, but I forgot it at home tonight, would be wax paper. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of bacon here. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to take every other one, fold it in half like that. Ta-da! Ooh, that's really bright. Then you take the other piece of bacon, another one, put it right there. Now remember guys, this is where it gets tricky. As you fold the piece that was folded back up, fold the other one down. And then you get yourself into a nice little rhythm. Then what do? Well, you take another piece of bacon, and also folks, don't stretch your bacon out, okay? You just want to lay it out nice and flat, unstretched. And this is all we're doing. Now, some pieces are bigger than others and longer than others. Bacon looks uniform when it's in the package, but you take it out of the package, and my God, everything falls apart that you thought was right in the universe. But then again, it is bacon. So, we are kind of at our end right here. So, we're just going to turn it around, and we're going to do the other side. Again, every other piece. One piece right here. And as you can see, guys, really not a lot of work. Voila. This is the most time-consuming part of this dish. Now, I would normally cut away and say, let's do this, let's do that. But this is bacon, and I realize bacon is pornography to some of you foodies out there. So, enjoy the food porn, guys. There we go, there we go, there we go. Now, we have a couple of pieces of bacon left over. So what are we going to do with that? Well, let's just take this bacon, because this is a bacon bomb, and it's going to be the bomb. we're just going to dice it, slice it, and we're going to put it right over here in the pan. And let's get that cranking. All right, back to our weave, huh? Look at this weave, guys. Look at that, looks beautiful, like a basket. It's a bacon basket. We're gonna drink to that right now because we just accomplished greatness. All right, on top of that, I'm gonna put a little rub. So, we have a Pampered Chef rub that I got for Christmas. It's an, what's the flavor? Smoky applewood rub. You can use whatever you want, but liberally shake this on there. And turn back over these edges. All right. So, you know, a little more on the side here. Now, this is where it's going to get funky. This bacon bomb, we're going to add, let's place that to the side for the moment, meatloaf on steroids. We have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. We have about 3/4 pound of ground pork, and we have some venison. Thank you, Kyle. He's actually a police officer, I think in Bedford, but he lives in Candia, and that's venison from his property. Okay, here we go. Now, we're mixing this together. One thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to squeeze it. We're just kind of kneading it together, folding it into itself. We're not giving it too much violent squeezing. We want to be gentle. We want to love our food. You love your food, it will love you back. In so many ways. All right. Speaking of love, folks, oops, sorry about that noise. I got involved with a new charity since we last aired a show. And I want to share that with you. It's a charity near and dear to my heart. I'm actually accepting money and donations for my new charity, if you will. But I started a home for battered fish. Battered fish is a very, very bad thing in our society. So I want them to have a home. So by all means, if you want to save the battered fish, send me a check care of this station. We'll put an end to that. All right, I hear some sizzling going on over here with the bacon. Give that a little stir. We want to crisp that up a little bit. All right, look at this. Oh, folks, we got about 5 pounds of meat here between the bacon, the venison, the ground beef, and the pork. Now what you want to do is kind of flatten it out a little bit. Very gently, so you're not pulling apart your weave. And just kind of push it to the sides of this bacon basket weave that we made. Now, you're probably saying, my God, that is heart attack on a plate. Well, yeah, it is. So what can we do about that? Well, you can use ground chicken. You can use ground turkey. Use really lean beef. By the way, the beef that I did use in this is an 85 blend. I would even go 90-95 blend because you're getting a lot of fat and flavor from the pork and the bacon. The venison is so lean, it's as lean as chicken, does not matter about that. So the beef, go with a leaner cut. Now, okay, look at this. Gonna wipe our hands now. So now what do we do? Well, we're going to take some barbecue sauce. I'm using a Sweet Baby Ray's Vidalia, Sweet Baby Ray's Sweet Vidalia onion. We're going to give this a liberal squirting all the way around. There we go. Done. Next up, a little bit of cheese. I'm using a blend of about half a cup of Monterey Jack. And because it's a cooking show, I'm going a little chefy on you here. And I'm using about a quarter of a cup of Danish blue cheese in this blend. That's going to give it a little bit of bite. And it's going to go nicely with the sweetness of the Vidalia onion barbecue sauce. All right, next up, we're going to take our spices and we're going to put those in there. All right, now it's time. Take a little drink. Now, beyond this, you can also add whatever you want to here. I've seen this recipe done with cranberries and cranberry sauce inside, but what I'm doing is this crisping bacon over here. Well, I've already crisped some bacon up ahead of time, so because that's taking a little longer than I thought it would take. So we're going to sprinkle that right on here. I have some crispy bacon here and some pancetta bacon. So we've got two types of bacon. Oh, and also, folks, the bacon you use, well, you can use any kind you want. I'm using a hickory smoked low sodium. Use a maple flavor if you want. Although maple might get a little sweet because the last thing we're doing here tonight is casing this in brown sugar. All right. Guys ready? Here comes the magic. This is why you have to put this on a piece of wax paper, plastic wrap, or tin foil. You want to grab the end like this, and you want to start rolling it over, okay? You want to make it nice and tight. There you go. You got to get it started, and that gets a little messy. See? Consider the wax paper, the tin foil, whatever it is you're rolling it with like a rolling paper. Yes, we know you did that in college, so don't even pretend you didn't. Okay? And then you roll it up. So we got some blue cheese that fell out, so we're just going to shove that back in there. And voila, folks. Look at that. Can we get a close-up on this, Dave? Huh? A basket woven greatness of bacon. But we're not done. What we're going to do now is actually we will transfer that to a bowl. Voila. And then when it's in the bowl, get yourself a nice heaping handful or two of brown sugar. And you're just going to press it on, sides and all. The reason I say do it in the bowl that you're cooking it in is one, well, it's messy, and two, you're going to catch all that brown sugar in the bottom. And that is going to help you sauce it up a little bit later. Voila, here we are. All right, this is going to go in our oven, and we're going to cook this on a low heat, say about 200, for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You want to get yourself a nice probe thermometer and put that in the center of that, and you'll find out when it's done. You want to get to a temperature of about 160 degrees. And then when it's done, well, we'll show you then. So right now, folks, get yourself another glass of wine. Take a break, come right back. We're not going anywhere, so neither should you. And, well, when we come back, we'll start putting it all together. So come on back, and we'll be here for you.
We could not do this show without the help of our friends at Sully's Superette. Since 1987, Sully's has provided the area with the best meats around. Here at Cooking with Charles, we not only count on them for their kind donations of meat, but John and the gang at Sully's also provide us with the best produce, deli items, and libations that make Cooking with Charles the huge success it is. From all of us at Cooking with Charles, thank you. I've teamed up with the Goffstown Network to tell you about their outreach and food pantry programs. The mission of the Goffstown Network is to provide for the hunger-related needs of our neighbors in Goffstown and their surrounding communities. Founded with the governing principles that no person should go hungry and every person deserves our care. The Goffstown Network serves the area by providing food and other services on an emergency short-term basis. This spirit of community and mutual caring is extended to anyone in Goffstown, Dunbarton, and New Boston. Normal hours of operation are Wednesday evenings, 6 to 8 p.m., and Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to noon. Now, you can also assist them through donations of time, food, or money. Like the help they give, the help they receive is also greatly appreciated. You can reach them by calling the number on your screen or by stopping by the parish house of St. Matthew's Church. It's located in downtown Goffstown at 7 North Mass Street, right across from Sully's.
Hey guys, you came back. Thank you for coming back. All right, I got really nothing important going on here. I got some cauliflower and some red pepper just for a little vegetable. But one thing we're all gonna do is I got a nice sweet onion here. Before I roast this in the oven, I'm gonna wanna take just a few slices of onion. And actually I'm talking big thick slices like that. And just put those around your roast, your steak bomb. Your steak bomb, your bacon bomb. All right, now, another secret ingredient before you put this in the oven. I discovered this called liquid smoke. There's a few different types of liquid smoke out there. This is called All Natural Rights liquid smoke. Buy it, okay? There's some stuff in a yellow package out there, had all chemicals. This is a hickory, you can also get mesquite flavored. They also have like a maple flavored, but this is, and I'll read you the ingredients: water, natural hickory smoke concentrate. Now I don't know what natural hickory smoke concentrate is, however, stuff is wonderful. It adds so much smoky flavor to your house because I don't have a smoker in my house. I don't think you do either. If you do, invite me over. We'll smoke some meats together. But all you're gonna do is just take this, and you don't even need that much, maybe a teaspoon for this 5 pounds of meat. That's it. That is ready to go in. Now, as I said, that's gonna go in for a couple of hours. Well, we don't have a couple of hours here, so I made one ahead of time. And that is in the oven now, getting pretty. So let's see how she's doing. All right, here's my probe thermometer I talked to you about. Temperature's good. Oh, ho, 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 folks. Wow. Give me 1 second. As I said, this is 5 pounds of beef. All right. So what do we want to have happen now? Well, as I mentioned, you need a probe thermometer. Let me get back on camera here. This is what it looks like. This goes into your meat. It's hot right now, so I'm not going to touch it. It's got a silicone encased wire that goes to this. Very simply, you turn it on, you set the temperature you want, whatever you're cooking at, it beeps when it's done. So there's no more guessing, no more cutting into a roast to figure out if it's done or not and getting all the juices out of there. But I had this thing on low to beep so you wouldn't hear it. And well, we're done here. We have this beautiful, beautiful piece of meat right here. All right, now we got to get on this cutting board. Hey, another Christmas gift I got, a meat cutting board. It's got nice ridges all the way around it. Hold all the juices, they don't go flying everywhere. All right, folks, we have some. Gotta move this. Voila. You know what? I got these roasted onions in here. There we go, right in there to give some color. Now, here's another hint or advice, you should say. When it's about 3/4 of the way being cooked, get yourself a turkey baster. Start sucking out some of that fat in there because there's a lot of fat. Just suck it out, throw it away. When you're done, here we go. Look at this. That is a bacon woven piece of goodness. Now, we're going to want to let it sit for a few minutes before you cut into it. But in our case, I can't wait. So, oh, cuts like butter. Now remember, folks, this is about 5 pounds of meat. So, and it's 5 pounds of fatty meat. Oh, there's the end piece. Well, you know what? Let me get a plate. Let me get a fork. Let me get a knife. Like I said, folks, this is meatloaf on steroids. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful on the inside. It looks perfect. All right. Let's get a close-up now of that. Huh? Look at that, huh? You can see all the cheese and everything else right inside. Now, if you want to cook it longer, you get your cheese meltier. All right, you know what? My mother said always eat your vegetables, so I will put this on the plate with vegetables. But really, folks, the star of this show is this beef. Oh, let me tell you, I am excited for this. Wow. Guys, this is probably one of the best things I've ever tasted. Probably one of the best things I've ever cooked. Oh my word. Wow. After this, folks, I gotta tell you something. When you're cooking with Charles, you're not just cooking with good looking, you're cooking with greatness. Guys, try this at home. You have to make this. You have to. It is incredible. If you want the recipe, email me at cookingwithcharles@gmail.com. You'll be able to watch this too. Coming up on YouTube, on my cooking channel, Cooking with Charles M. So by all means, make this. I'll send you the recipe. It's the easiest thing in the world to make, because if I can cook it, you can too. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. It is bacon beautiful, and there's nothing more beautiful than bacon beautiful, except maybe bacon beer beautiful, but that's another show. All right, folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Be happy and, well, get cooking. Wow, this is awesome. Incredible. Vegetables, don't even bother.